Today, an estimated 10 million Kenyans are facing starvation, while over 20 million others are increasingly finding it difficult to put food on the table. Millions of youths have no job, while workers are living on starvation wages, basically from hand to mouth. The country is slowly becoming one big prison, where millions are threatened with death because there is no food to eat.
When you walk into a supermarket or a shop, you have a lot of money, and you only come out with 2 or 3 items.
Between January and April this year, the cost of 400 grams of bread rose from 35 shillings to 40 shillings, a 14% increase, while a 2-kilogram packet of maize flour, a staple food in Kenya, rose a whopping 24% from 75 shillings to 93 shillings. During the same period, the price of a 2-kilogram packet of cooking oil shot up from 385 shillings to 425 shillings, a 10% increase, while a 500 milliliter milk packet rose to 30 shillings, up from 25 shillings, a 20% increase. 10 grams of tea leaves is now more expensive as prices rose from 30 shillings to 40 shillings, a 33% increase, while the price of a 2-kilogram packet of rice rose from 310 shillings to 340 shillings, a 10% increase. A 2-kilogram packet of wheat flour rose from 90 shillings to 135 shillings, a 38% jump. These price increases were unprecedented and are causing agony to millions of Kenyans across the country.
Serikali inatakikana waangalie kabisa maisha ya wananchi kwa wakati huu, sababu mambo imekuwa ngumu na watu watakuja shindwa na maisha, hata kusomesha na hata namna ya kuishi.
The situation is no better for traders who are forced to gamble while purchasing their products, not sure if they will make any returns on the food products or they will have to absorb the losses once they go bad.
Ninaweza uza siku 2 ama 3 kwa sababu watu wa kukula si wengi.
Hakuna wateja, mtu ukimwambia 500 anasema hakuna kitu hataenda kupata. Nasema mafuta iko bei kali, kuni iko bei kali.
To many Kenyans, there is something seriously wrong with the institution called government.
The problem is simple. We are lacking accountability mechanisms. We're also getting wrong priorities. Then there are wrong procurement mechanisms that allow for much wastages, so that we are not having value for money.
The situation is expected to get worse as thousands of youth and other vulnerable groups are rendered jobless as the government stopped funding for various programs that were classified as temporary under the 22 billion shillings National Economic Stimulus Program. And with close to 9.5 billion shillings needed to finance the implementation of the new constitution, the government has adopted the practice of robbing Peter to pay Paul by scaling back on what it regards as popular but unsustainable programs as part of its 2011-2012 budget to be unveiled in a few days' time.
If we want to see this budget make a difference this time around, then the consumer interest is, and the consumer interest means public interest. Participation has not been there.
If I read the budget, man, everybody got something. I'll make sure everybody gets something. And take these, I mean, how do you have refugees in your own country? Seriously.
Kenyans are now calling upon the government, with the assistance of development partners, to consider greater use of targeted social benefits as an urgent stopgap measure through emergency food aid, conditional and unconditional cash transfers, and food for work programs. They should also allow prices through trade and administrative measures, as well as reduce tariffs and other taxes on essential goods, provide subsidies to boost local production, and increase buffer stocks. The last 3 months have seen the number of Kenyans visiting this market dwindle, occasioned by the rise in the prices of essential commodities. And while food is in plenty, getting under the table of most of these Kenyans has become almost impossible. Phillip, Keitany, reporting for KTN for the state of the economy.